So, I'm back again doing another funny tier list video. This time, this was one made by me. Yeah, what tier list are we doing today? It's basically, TFAF Season 2 episodes tier list. You know, all that. So obviously we have here 6 categories in every single Total Frame Friends Season 2 video that's been released. We'll get onto that one later. Except for the final. I don't have the finale, episode 16, and yes, that is going to be the actual final episode of Season 2. I've not made that one yet, but I probably will sometime either today or tomorrow. So here we have the categories. Big masterpiece. Barely any videos are going to go into there. Excellent good, somewhat watchable, bad, cringe, and absolutely disgusting. I'm telling it now, most videos are probably going to be somewhere around here. Just expect that. So let us get on to the funny videos. Let's just start off with, yes, episode 1. What was the episode called again? The new and relocated TFAF Incorporation. So this one, it was basically the introduction to Season 2 of Total Freddy and Friends. It's alright, I would say. I could actually watch this, therefore. I mean, we get introduced to... We get introduced to any new characters? Yes, we do. We get introduced to Gearix. Also, introduced to Nightmare if we don't want to include Scrap Metal Shenanigans. Or this one down here, which again we'll get into. Yeah, this one, we do see some new characters, and I would say the story, well, quote-unquote, story is just a little introduction, a welcome back, if you will. Yeah, explaining, oh, what the stink just happened and all that, while we were gone. But I've actually watched it. I would say it's definitely on the somewhat watchable tier. Maybe actually good. Maybe. Next is episode 2, the Atom Manipulator. This one I'm probably going to also put in somewhat watchable because not much happened here. It was basically just it literally took place right after episode 1. Actually, hold on, I gotta bump this up just a little bit. Actually, not. I don't know, because it had a map reference, which I do like map, but that was not needed. But it has Sir Bacon. We get introduced to Sir Bacon, so it immediately goes up there. But episode 2, I'm putting in somewhat watchable because I would say it falls under that. Yeah, we got like stuff like as we can tell, I cannot speak human words. I mean, episode 2, I would say, is falling under the somewhat watchable. I mean, all we get introduced to is the Atom Manipulator once again, even though, you know, we've already seen the Atom Manipulator before. That was in Season 1, but we don't speak Season 1. So technically, this is the actual first Atom Manipulator introduced into, which was only used twice in this entire series. I know, the universe speciality of the Atom Manipulator was only used twice. But anyways, yeah, I just feel like it would fit well under somewhat watchable. This is coming from a person who hates looking at their own stuff. I don't really know what else to say, so let's move on to episode 3. I'm gonna put this one in somewhat watchable as well. Not really a fan. It really feels like one of those filler episodes. It really does. Minus the fact, no. When do the neighbors get introduced? Oh, crap. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot this scene happened. If we fast forward a little bit. Oh, my dear, how long does Prophet talk for? Yeah, we get introduced to the funny leftovers, but they aren't important. And yeah, this is when the neighbors get introduced. So, because of the nightmares being introduced, those are new, quote-unquote, villains, characters, whatever you want to call them, new characters, quote-unquote, villains. They don't really do anything worth a darn. But I would say, just because the introduction of, but even with the introduction of new characters, I gotta rank it down there, it seems very filler, in my opinion. But, actually, it can't be just considered a filler episode because of episode 4. This one, I actually want to put this one actually good. I do like it indeed. It puts more lore into the funny, the funny of the series, and introduces Trimax, one of my favorite characters I've ever made, ever. And also at the same time, a whole bunch of neighbors appear as well. Same with Knit Mitter Cupcake as well, which his voice at the beginning was, it was terrible, but I made it so he was actually, you know, somewhat well to listen to, even though he's probably one of my favorites to voice. Same with Nightmare On. As well, being the dad thing of, you know, Zarbacon and Hot Rod, you know, they doing the funny racing. It would basically introduce a whole bunch of nightmares. Yeah, because it's, I think literally called The Nightmares Before Awake. No, nope, that is episode 3's title. What the stink is episode 4 called? Nightmare Awake. Hey, Nightmare Awakening, sorry about that. I would put that under actually good, because Trimax. Alright, episode 5. I gotta put this one into Kring on this one. Now, I like the episode. Okay, I do. I like the episode. Probably one of my favorites, because it actually, you know, Sir Bacon, so of course I'm going to Sir Bacon, another one of her characters, same with Airplane. But the issue comes into play, however, which is you could remove the video entirely, and it wouldn't have mattered. It really wouldn't have mattered, because this doesn't even, like, run on to episode 6. Like, episode 1 runs on to episode 2, and episode 3 runs on to episode 3 runs on to episode 4. If you remove, or here's another example, episode 3 runs on into episode 4. If you remove episode 3, you have no context of what's going on in episode 4. Compared to episode 5, though, you could remove it entirely and no one would, it doesn't even add any context. It's basically an episode that's just for killing Airplane. Literally, I could have just not had it there to begin with, and Airplane could have just gone missing and maybe get killed off screen. Or just gone missing entirely. As we all know, Handcuff and Fix-It still aren't in the series. The real reason is because I lost them. And the in-universe reason is, I have no idea. So, still, I could have just removed that episode, but I did it so I could have Sir Bacon be worth a darn. And as well as because, what's a series without some drama? So, the only reason I'm putting it to absolutely disgusting is because I actually like the episode, but I have to admit, it is pretty cring. Alright, episode 6, Friends and Foes Across the Multiverse. So, first of all, Spawny is revealed to be a spy! And also at the same time, we get introduced to Cliffjumper, Grinder, and Ned Bear, all from the Handcuffs Happy Adventure movie, funny, special episode, whatever you want to call it. Do I like it? Also, Bumblebee and Stinger get introduced back into the series. Could I actually watch this? Yes, I could. I think, is that going to be Masterpiece? I think it is. No, of course, I'm calling one of my own episodes Masterpiece. I swear. Like, this is actually, even then, that's a little iffy. So actually, we'll put it in actually good. It's actually kind of good. I can actually watch it without myself cringing, unlike watching some of these other videos down here. We'll get to the ones that make me cring, although I feel like the more and more we went up in the videos, the higher episode, the less I cring at it. But still, we get reintroduced to Bumblebee and Stinger and Cliffjumper and Ned Bear and Grinder and all that, and therefore I'm more willing to like it a lot more. And also, again, runs on into episode 7, which where the stink is that? Here it is, episode 7. This one, do I place it in a masterpiece? Is it really a masterpiece? Is it really? Is it really one? Yes, it is. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to put at least one of those in there. At least I had to. Now, the reason why I like it is because it's a change that I actually haven't done before. You may not believe this, but there's actually never been in any of my series. Anyways, the episode 7, okay, I must say, is actually pretty good. Is it masterpiece level? Maybe, if you squint at it. Maybe, but I'm personally going to play this up here because I did a little funny maneuver that I've never done in any of my series before. Some villains turn into good guys. Whoa! Oh wow, there's a zoom in function. Okay, I definitely like that. But still, it's a new thing for me. It's a new thing. Whoa. Now, Bumble Scream. Actually, you know what? No. Put this down. It's actually good. This is masterpiece level, because it's nothing but fighting, Bumblebee and Starscream fighting, and that is enough for me to put it into masterpiece. Okay, that's just enough. It's just enough. Of course, then you get Stinger walking on in, saving Bumblebee from absolute death, and all that, and of course it reveals as well that Trimix is a good guy. But just because of Bumblebee and autofocus, please. Just because of Bumblebee and Starscream fighting for, like, the majority of the episode, I gotta say that that's just enough for me to put it up there as a masterpiece. I don't need to explain my reasoning. That is my reasoning. Episode 9. This was, after, like... Because I had, like, a time where I did 7 episodes, and then I stopped making them, and then I made the 8th, and then I stopped making them for a little while longer, then episode 9. And I just did, like, episode 9 to, like, episode 15 within, like, maybe a 2-week span. Anyways, what is episode 9 about? I completely forgot. It's probably one of those stinking filler episodes. Of course, we got the funny, I guess you could say flashback scene to Bumblebee talking about what the schmeek happened to Stinger, so that's, I guess, interesting? I mean, yeah, we get to see also progress on how the Optimus being Optimus Prime's new body and stuff is working on, as there's a sword and a gun / shield. I'm still not really sure if it's a shield or gun, or if it's both, or if it's neither. Of course, this is also... Pause, please. That was terrible. Of course, this is also where, kind of like, they all try to find out where Stinger is located, as well, because Trimax was spying on the boys, as he normally does. This is also where he starts to learn some English! Although technically he kind of started saying English words at the end of Season 1 of 12 and Friends, so nothing's new, to be honest. And then we also get to the absolute major thing of, oh my dear, is Toy Freddy lying? Oh, well, Toy Freddy might be lying, man, Toy Freddy might be lying, you know what I'm saying? So I guess technically it is worth something, because yeah, Episode 9 is actually useful because it runs on into Episode 10. So if you have no idea, so if you don't watch Episode 9, you're gonna have no idea what's about Episode 10. But is it really good? I would say the newer videos are probably gonna end up in actually good and possibly maybe masterpiece. We got past all the bad stuff. Okay, we got past the bad stuff. Now we're actually to the somewhat watchable and actually good stuff. And bumble screen up there, which is masterpiece. Now, would I rank this masterpiece? No, I would not. I would not rank that masterpiece. I would probably rank it actually good. I would say it's actually good. And again, at the same time, it's one of those episodes that you can't really remove, because if you do, it just messes up everything. Which is a majority of literally every single episode in Season 2. The only one that we talked about so far that isn't like that is Episode 5. But still, nonetheless, at least we have a lot more of episodes that you cannot remove. Because if you do remove them, that'll make no sense from a perspective of what you're trying to look at. Because Season 1 had a lot of those, and right now Season 2 only has one. Moving on to, which then moves us into Episode 10. Episode 10, what is Episode 10 like? Well, they try to get some answers from the guardian of the, or the gatekeeper of the singularity, or guardian of the singularity, whatever you want to call him. He's a spooky boy. Now, where does this fit onto the timeline? And by timeline, I mean tier list. Well, let's see. They all get teleported into here, and then if we zoom forward just a tiny bit, they end up talking to the boy here. By the way, Crocro, one of my favorite characters that I've also created, same with Trimix and Sir Bacon. He's just fun to voice. Trimix, let's see, I'm going to zoom for... Oh, this is where they find Stinger, so this is actually pretty important as well. You need to have information on this if you want to know what happened to Stinger. There's this right here. I guess we kind of also get introduced to Toy Freddy as well. They don't get introduced to Freddy. We always knew about Toy Freddy, but we get introduced to him having secret powers. Yeah, little special powers. Zombies starting to, for some reason, go insane over a pizza, because why not? So where does it fit? It's not going to be Masterpiece, but there's way too many episodes and actually good, but it's not somewhat watchable either. So I have nowhere else to put it. So I don't know where else to put it, man. The only place I can put it is in actually good. Okay, I can't put it in somewhat watchable. It's not that bad. I can't put it in Masterpiece. It's not that good. So it just falls in actually good, even though it's... Why is this so hard? Okay, whatever. If I could, we'll change it later if I need to. We'll change it later if I need to. All right, Episode 11. Episode 11, literally called Terry. Where does this fall into? I think it's not. Yeah, I might have to put this into somewhat watchable. The only reason I'm doing this is because it's not good enough to be Masterpiece, but there's way too many stinking videos. Way too many videos in the actually good category, so it goes into somewhat watchable. Anyways, why is it somewhat watchable? Because it's mostly just focusing around Terry being that one singular plot point. Of course, we get to see Optimus Prime's new renovated design, body, whatever, and we also get you know, ooh, would you look at that? Toy Freddy was actually Golden Toy Freddy the entire time. Don't ask why Golden Toy Freddy's in the series, because I don't know either. So I mean, it probably would be actually good status, but I got way too many, just too many videos actually good. Too many videos and actually good. We gotta lower that. Just. Next up, Episode 12. Now, I actually gotta say, I think I might actually rank this in a Masterpiece. Now, I'm gonna explain my reasons why. First of all, I just like watching it. I like the name, first of all. It's Spy with Sentries. It's a good name, especially hinting towards the fact that there's a spy Among Us, which is Toy Freddy. Funny Among Us reference. But, as well as the fact that Stinger renamed himself to Sentry. Obviously based off of the, if I could find it up here, hold on. Okay, well, these aren't the instructions. These are Stinger, but still, the blue version of Stinger, the Studio Series toy, is named, I think, the KSI Sentry. So, therefore, his name is Sentry, and I caused an even bigger mess. Back to what we were talking about. So, first of all, get reintroduced to Stinger, being Sentry. Really good, I like that. As well as the fact that, you know, there's a spy on the premises. However, there is one glaring issue that I have. The gem. Now, the gem, by itself, is a not really relevant plot point anymore, okay? It's not relevant. Never really was relevant. I mean, except maybe Season 1, but still, that's Yeah, after it already, like, drained all of its energy, there was no point behind it. It was just a gem. Even then, light is not going to make it come back to give it all its power. Its power's already been drained up. So it can't get more power. It can't just drain light from the sun or any other bright light and get its power back. It takes several million years for that type of stuff to happen. Okay, but still, back to what I was saying. Yeah, but this gem right here. Trimax says that he took Prophet's dead body and threw it in the garbage disposal. But the issue comes to play, which is if it was the garbage disposal, Bleaks explained why in the 15th episode, at least the 15th episode, that for some reason, Prophet's dead body was back, but said there was no gem there. That's what we call plot holes that I cannot fill. But minus that, I would say it is actually a really good episode. Also, Atom Manipulator is used, like, what the last time it was used was, like, Season 2? No, Episode 2 of Season 2? I mean, sorry, I'm just shaking in my boots. I'm actually using stuff that's important to the plot. Well, important to the plot, in air quotes. Is it really important? Is it really? But still, also at the end, giving the entire explanation of what the schmeek is going on and why apparently there's RxQ and Golden Freddy and Nightmare and oh my dear. Also the name as well. That's also the name as well. Plus as well being a plot point actually being used. I just gotta rank it into S. I don't know why. S. I meant Masterpiece. I don't know why. It's just 2. Actually, I want to lower that. It's not Masterpiece tier. It's not Masterpiece tier. It's good. It's that's definitely fits as a actually good tier. It's definitely not a Masterpiece now that I think about it. Ah, yes. Episode 13. The Lair. We finally get to see Lime after, like, what? A year or so? We last time we saw him, he was in this episode right here, which we'll get into later, like I said. Now, The Lair. I'm sorry, I just gotta rank it into Masterpiece. Like, I actually really do like it, as well as the, I really do like it. It explains where the Stink, all the people who were kidnapped in the past few episodes, where they went. It also explains where Lime has been, and as well, now, we don't really have an explanation to why the gem is alive, yet, but we do get to see the doll again. So, yeah, it also explains why the doll was gone for a long time. Nightmare basically took it. And like I said, it also explains where the people who were kidnapped, where they were as well. So, yeah. I gotta say, it's a pretty good episode. Which then leads us up onto 14, which I also gotta rank as a masterpiece, mostly because of the fighting, okay? It's actually what I would call a clever, quote-unquote, way to actually get rid of certain characters that, without it being super obvious that we're trying to kill them off. Unlike in Season 1, or Episode 5, Season 2, where it just obviously seems obvious that I'm trying to kill off characters for no reason whatsoever. Like, when you have a series that has, like, a whole bunch of characters in it, it gets kind of tough of who to follow, so therefore you gotta get rid of a few, you know what I'm saying? But still, most because of that fighting, it makes me put it in Masterpiece. Just because of the fighting, and all that, the only reason I put that into Masterpiece tier. Now, the latest episode to release, the second to last episode of Season 2, The Corrupted Truth, Episode 15. Where do I want to place? Because it's really good. I would say the episode 13, 14, and 15, I would definitely say fit on the Masterpiece tier. In my own personal opinion, should have said that earlier. Because I don't know, compared to these other episodes down here, they're just they're just better in my own personal opinion. But we gotta get on to what the episode is actually about. Now, for these past few episodes, I've been able to at least gloss over them because I had an in-depth idea of what they were about. But episode 15 races up a giant plot hole. That episode... Where the schmeek did it go? Episode 11... Yeah, no. Episode 12. That's episode 12. Kind of made. Alright, so, unpause. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, let's skip forward. Here comes the bad part. Yeah, there's Lectrodon, Garrix, yada yada. Yep, here comes the bad news. Now he says, oh, hey, look, yeah, we kind of put it outside for, like, safekeeping or whatever. I don't really know, I'm just kind of talking over it. And then suddenly he, first of all, he's got to get Trimax to open it. And then, where'd the gem go? The gem is gone. Now, here comes an issue, though. Because, as we saw in episode 12, Trimax said that he put the Prophet's dead body that housed the diamond in the garbage disposal. So why on earth is his dead body back? I don't really got an answer for that. I'll come up with an answer soon, hopefully, but I don't really have an answer for that. But we also do get to know as well that Ghost Springtrap in his ghostly form because he died in episode 14, spoiler alert, we get to see that he knows he's been spying on everyone for a good while, since he's been spying on everyone for a good while, and basically he knows that Toy Freddy is, a fake. And so basically, Springtrap helps out Tor Freddy with what he needs to do. Then they discuss, so hey, yeah, Nightmare's been missing for a while. And then we get introduced to Terry that, oh yeah, the guy who I'm sorry about who was able to tell the future, yeah, he forgot to factor in something, and then, yeah, that was kind of an issue. Forgot to factor in something, and that caused a whole heap of problems. And then also we get to see here Bumblebee's skill of power once again. It's been a while since we've seen him shoot somebody, so it kind of shoots Gearix. And there goes his jaw. We also get introduced into a new version of Bumblebee. Starman gets launched as always, but yes, it's Cyberfire Bumblebee, aka the corrupted version of Bumblebee, but we call him Cyberfire Bumblebee because that's his official name and sounds a lot cooler. So just because of that, I gotta put that into S tier, just because of Cyberfire Bumblebee, as well as a couple other things too, as like, you know, a few other things as well, but just because Cyberfire Bumblebee, I gotta put that up into S. Masterpiece. Okay, actually, second thought, just because of a character, it's not that good, just because of a single character. Which I know doesn't make any sense when it comes to other episodes as well, that I put somewhere up here, because I said, oh, they're pretty good because of this one particular character. Okay, look, I thought it through, and I thought, you know, maybe it's good, it's a good video, I can watch it, but it's not Masterpiece tier. Now, let's get on to the fake version of Season 2, which has lore, question mark. Yeah, it goes into Masterpiece tier. I don't need to explain why. I'll give you a summary. It's me making fun of my terrible, terrible, terrible ideas for Tor Freddy and Friends Season 1. That's all I need you to tell. Just go ahead and watch the video. That's a good enough explanation, in my own personal opinion. You can just watch the video. I'll even link the link of the video down there. And so yeah, that is my entire tier list. My entire opinion. The tier list of every single Season 2 Tor Freddy and Friends video I've made. I will also link this tier list in the descriptions, and you can go ahead and vote on that and decide, and then you can also, yeah, if you want to do the funny tier list, it's in the description, and you can epically do it as well, and tell me how all my videos belong in Absolutely Disgusting and Cring. I'll be happy to hear it anyways. Goodbye!